forms the basis for the Buddhist art of reasoning and perceptual theory. List also its author and his approximate date.
Yes. What book are we using to study Pramana and who wrote it? Nobody knows. We went over this 5 months ago. Why don't you remember? It's the Pramanavartika by Master Dharmakirti, who lived like, I don't know, 500 AD or something. Look. Oh, 650. Okay, read this, Mr. Pongson.
The commentary on valid perception, Ramana Vartika Sema Namtrail of Master Dharmakirti about 650 AD.
Yeah, correct. Good. Yeah, Tema Namjel, the commentary on valid perception. Namjel means commentary. Tema means valid perception. Lopen Chuki Trakpa. Lopen means master. Chu means Dharma and Chuki. And then Drakpa means famous, Kirti. Okay. Mm, 1 second. Yeah. All right. Question 2. Read this. How? How? You there? No? Mac, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Hello, teacher.
You
Yeah.
read this.
Yes.
Por favor.
Yeah. Give a two expression used to describe respectively describe a poor intellectual and spiritual capacity and this type of high intellectual and spiritual capacity.
Yeah. Okay. What do you call somebody? What if someone has low intellectual capacity? How do they practice?
They practice so they do not appear born in a low realm.
Yeah, that's true, but that's not exactly what we're talking about. Like if someone doesn't really understand what they're doing, what do they use to keep them going?
Page.
Yay! She got it. Did you guess?
No, I thought.
Because you're not that low capacity. Read this, Mac.
Yes, a disciple of poor intellectual and spiritual capacity are called those who follow because of their faith.
Yeah, good. The Tibetan is Wang Tul. Wang means like your intellectual power. Tul actually sounds kind of like the English word, like dull, like your capacity to think, your mind is dull. And so they use Depa, they use faith, Jejang, Depe Jangja, Depe Jejang. They follow by faith. It's kind of interesting though. Later, faith becomes very important in the teachings. So, depends. Okay, read this. Oh wait, what about if you have high intellectual capacity?
Logic.
Logic's the best. Everyone loves logic. This whole course is about logic, so you can fall asleep now if you want. Read this, Mac.
Yes, he described of high intellectual and spiritual capacity are called those who follow because of their reasoning.
Yeah, good. And these are Wang Nun. Nun in Tibetan means sharp, so it's the same in English. We say someone's like sharp, like their mind's sharp. Um, and then they use Rikbe, which means logic. Jejang, that's how they follow. That's how they understand the teachings. Okay, I'll read the next one. Thanks, Matt. Good job. Um, State a negative reason why we should study the Buddhist art of reasoning, and then give a quotation from Lord Buddha himself to back up your statement. Yeah. What is negative reasoning for studying reasoning? Like what bad would happen to you? Yeah. Huh? What did I do to you? Yeah, you're right. Um, exactly. Lord Buddha said if you don't use logic well, you'll judge people, and then if you judge people, you'll fall. And when he says you'll fall, he meant to the lower realms, which is like in Buddhism, animal realms, like hungry spirit realms, and animal realms. Did I say animal twice? Hell. What Ferris said. It's very famous. Um, we should study the Buddhist art of reasoning because with this knowledge, we will be able to avoid the grave karmic mistake of judging others on their appearances. Okay, you never know. As Lord Buddha has said, only I or someone like me is able to judge another person. No other person should ever judge another, for they will surely fall. And the Tibetan, which I have memorized and forgotten, is nga tang drawe kangsaki tsu tsunggi kangsaki tsu misungte nyampar gyur tare. Nga means I, means tang drawe, or someone like me, kangsak, that kind of person. When Lord Buddha means someone who's like omniscient, someone who knows everything. That kind of person, tzu they can judge a person, all right? Literally know their measure. Gi, what does gi mean before a she, Anna? Before a comma. Yay! Perfect. But Kongsak, uh, uh, other people, to mitsung, should not judge others, te, because nyampargyor, they will fall or literally like deteriorate, but here it means fall, like fall apart, fall down. Fall. Tare? I was thinking about this recently. Um, I think it's like a imperative. The question in the audience, everybody, is what's tare mean? I think it's an imperativizer here. Like that will definitely happen. Like that will certainly happen. I think so. I'd have to check further, but it's not common. I think it's older because this is a sutra. Um, okay. All right. Okay. Number 4. Give the definition of a reason.
Anything
Anything
that
as a reason.
Yay, yeah, she's right. Anything you put forth as a reason. What's the Tibetan? Uh, Taxakupa? Um, Takiseni, something like that. What's a reason? Whatever I say is a reason, which is true. It doesn't mean it's a good reason. Um, the definition of a reason is anything put forth as a reason. Look, I said it. Taxakupa, Takiseni. Teni means definition. Ki means of, and this is tak. Sometimes Tibetan is backwards to English. Sometimes, not all the time. Yeah. It's very difficult because you can't figure it out. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Come to translation class. You can watch Maria struggle. Yeah, toxic kupa. What's the definition of reason? Takitseni. Kupa means put forward. Anything I say is whatever I say. Why? Take grass. It's green because elephants poop. Is it correct? Well, if it poops on the grass, it kind of does make it green. But no, it's not correct. Okay. Nitrogen, right? All right. Now I'll give the definition of a correct reason. What do you think?
Valid, something valid,
Well, what makes it correct?
valid for six.
Okay, let's do the grass thing again. Let's talk about the grass. It's green because it has the right amount of water and nutrients.
Chlorophyll and well structure.
Yeah. So what makes that right? Okay, chlorophyll, sure.
Connect with the okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the reason actually is there chlorophyll in grass? Yes, so therefore that connects. Okay, what else though? But there's also chlorophyll in my tincture bottle if I buy it at the store. So what? Clearly. You'd have yelled it out some time ago. Uh the reason has to connect with the thing you're asserting, right? Chlorophyll has to make things green, right? Otherwise it doesn't make sense. So chlorophyll has to be in the grass and chlorophyll has to make things green, right? That's the basic. There's one connects to three, F3 not two, and F2 then three. Yeah, F2 then three, F3 not two, something like that. Here we'll do it right now. Here it is. It just says the three. The definition of a correct reason is a reason where the three relationships hold. I'll explain it briefly for our studio audience. So you take grass, it's green because there's chlorophyll, right? So one, the thing you're talking about, and three, the reason you give have to connect, right? By the way, why do we study logic? Who cares?
Everything is capacity.
Yeah. Okay, say you want to get to that room up there. Which way would you go? That way or that way?
That way.
Why would you go that way to get to the room up there?
Because the room is up there. Shorter.
Yeah, it's shorter than going around circumnavigating the globe. Because it's logical to go that way, right? Because you want to get there, this year, right? But see, these things, it's so ingrained that it makes sense that we don't consider it logic. You don't have to think it through that much. You right? Maybe someone does, but not you guys. You guys are smart, right? So you just go the way that makes sense, right? Like the shortest way. Maybe someone you're like, oh, I'll go that way. Like, it doesn't, no, let's go this way. But so everything's like that, but much of that reasoning is already ingrained in you on like a subconscious level. Does that make sense? Making sense make sense? Okay. Yeah, the three relationships. Hold on, let me do them. Okay, so the first and third thing have to connect. Okay. And the third one, if it's not the third one, then it's not the second one. If there is no chlorophyll, then it wouldn't be green. Correct? Okay. That's correct. Why do I always mess up the last one? It's three, not two.
If it's two, then not three. Yeah,
Y si sí tiene clorofila, si es verde.
Yeah.
If it's not two, then not three. So if there,
It can't,
if
no,
there-
it's not three, not two. Because it is two, then three, because that's the reason. That's how reason works.
If it's two, then three. If it's not two, then not three.
If it's not three, then not two.
Yes.
Yeah, not three, not two. I'm missing one. Let's move on gracefully. Next. I always forget it, but then I remembered it. Okay, number 6. How?
Yes,
Read this.
yes. Give the names of the 3 relationships that hold with the correct reasons and state them in a simplified manner for the logical statement. Consider sound is a changing thing because it's a thing which is made.
Okay, we're doing the thing I was just trying to avoid doing. Okay, so instead of grass, they use sound. Okay, it's from like a ancient debate. All right, the Hindu yogis and the Buddhists had a debate like 2,500 years ago. Okay, it was about Om. You know how we say Om at the end of class, beginning of class? So the Hindus, non-Buddhists, whatever, they said Om is eternal. And then the Buddhists are like, what? But and so they said, but does it, they said, but does it change? Right? They're like, and the Hindus have to say yes. Um, so that means it must end. And they're like, oh, okay. But it's so the idea is basic logic. Take sound, the sound Om. It's a changing thing. Why? Because you can make it. Anything you can utter must be a changing thing, right? So therefore, it must end. Does that make sense? Okay. 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 So now the first element is sound, the thing you're talking about. Okay. Again, this goes for anything. It's not just some random debate 2,500 years ago. It's every single argument you have with your brother. Okay. I have arguments with my brother, or your husband or whoever, your mom, right? When you get frustrated, like they're being illogical, that whole thing, they might be. Okay. And then the second part, the thing you're asserting is it's changing. Is sound changing? Yes or no? Right. And then the reason you give is because you make it. So now let's examine it. Here we go. Part A, the relationship between the reason and the subject in this proof could be simplified as take sound, it is a thing which is made. Is sound a thing which is made? Okay, boom. In Tibetan, that's called a chokchu. All right. And that's chachepa. Sound is made. Okay, now this is the part I was flubbing a little. The 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 thing that's necessarily true. Between the reason and the quality to be proven, in this proof, it could be simply stated as if something is a thing which is made, it must be a changing thing. If 3, then 2. Yeah, not 2, not 3. Yeah, yeah.
That's cool.
Is that what you said? Okay, you win. Fine.
Finally.
Okay, so if something
3 to 2.
no. Okay, well, here we go. If something is a thing which is made, it must be a changing thing. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. Good. That's called the J cup in Tibetan. Chenami takpa kyap. Okay, now the negative one, the one I was messing up. Between the reason and the quality being proven, in this proof, it would simply state if something is not a changing thing, it cannot be a thing which is made. Is that true?
Yes.
Do you know anything which is made that that isn't changing?
Yeah.
You do? It's true? So no, that you don't know anything that is changing and not made, right? Okay. The Buddha agrees. That's a dokyap. Tak na ma chepa kyap. Okay? All right. It's in my head again for a few weeks. Okay, number 7. Loan, are you there?
Yes.
Thank you,
Hi.
teacher. Hi, teacher.
Hi, Loan. Read this.
Yeah. Name, define, and give one example each of the two most common categories into which all existing things are divided.
Yeah. So if you divide up everything in reality, how would you divide them up? Th- things which are blue and things which are not blue. No, I'm joking. Yeah. You could say everything which changes, which we were just talking about, and things that don't change. What are things that don't change? I mean, besides your husband.
Emptiness, cessation, and space.
Yeah, and what do those have in common? Emptiness, cessations, and empty space. What do those have in common?
They're unchanged.
Yeah. Go back to faith, okay? They're what? What did you say? They're negations. They're all negations. A lack of something, which then makes them unchanging. Right? Yeah. Llama Art figured that one out a long time ago. Okay. Okay. Unchanging things, each of which are defined as one object, which is both a thing and which is not such that it only lasts for a moment, meaning it doesn't shift. Classical examples would be empty space or emptiness. All right, you guys got that. Because there can be a confusion. Do you know the four spaces meditation? Oh, I should learn that one. There can be a confusion between space and like place. Empty space means like place, like position. Like the what allows you to sit there is the fact that no one else is sitting there. If someone else was sitting in that place, it wouldn't be empty space. It would be occupied space. Yeah.
Airplane. So occupied space is changing.
Airplane?
No, I just.
Like your seat in the airplane? Like when someone's in the window seat, but it's your seat? I hate that. Like, no, it's not DEF, it's FED. You know, they get confused. They put the little window thing there, but people still. Okay, forget. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you're like, no. They're like, can I have the window anyway? No. Talk about an unchanging thing is you say chi dan ke chikma mayin pa shi tunpa. Anything which isn't shifting at any given moment. Okay. Examples are namka, which is space, and tongpani, emptiness. It doesn't have to be like the lack of, it can be any emptiness, right? Like the lack of money in your bank account, it would be an emptiness. Yeah, that's definitely unchanging. My God. Okay, and then changing things, which we said, each of which are defined as anything that lasts only for a moment. Classical examples would be, the cup in Angie's hand or this table. Okay, they say pillars and water pitchers usually, classically. Mitakpa ke chikma. Anything that lasts just a moment is changing. Like a kawa, a pillar, or a pumpa, a pitcher.
The water pitcher? Yeah.
En español?
Jarra.
Cara? 2 R's? Cara?
Jar.
Oh, jarra. Oh, yeah. Jar. Yeah, exactly. It's equally vague in Sanskrit and Tibetan. Pitcher can be a vase. It could be a thing for pouring water. It could be like a cup. It's big. Huh? Yeah, but then all these people translate it as vase, but that's not the point. It's not like, because vase is for flowers usually in our modern parlance, right? But in Espanol, vaso, like a glass. So it's also equally vague. Right? Make sense? True? Okay. How many languages do I have to study to explain this? Okay. Number 8. Somebody wants to read. Lynn, are you there?
Yes. Yes,
Hi,
I'm
Lynn.
here. Hi,
Read this.
everyone. Hi, teacher. Why? Yeah. Why is it often incorrect to translate the word mitakpa as impermanent, right? I
Yeah,
can say it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, why is me talk about you can say impermanent. Why is that?
Because it's not same as unchanging.
What's the difference?
Unchanging thing never changes. Impermanent thing does not last.
Correct. I regret to say. She's right. How do you know this stuff? Who's teaching you? Oh, really? You're screwed. Okay, the answer's long. I'm reading it. The English word impermanent in its current usage denotes something which is going to end and not last forever, whereas permanent denotes something that will not end or break. The point of the Tibetan and the Sanskrit words, however, is to denote something which changes from instant to instant, something fleeting or transitory. In fact, the definition of mitakpa, that's the Tibetan, is something that only lasts for a moment. By the way, why do we care? Why should Elise care, for instance? You know, she's just running a business. Huh? Sir, that's why I'm using you, because I'm Elise from Philadelphia. If it's not useful, she doesn't care. Okay? Just like it's a blue collar town, just like roofers and plumbers. Like, why should we care? Why should she care? Anybody? Between permanent and impermanent. Uh-oh.
Permanence, or like if it's impermanent, you can change it.
You're basically right. You're on the right track, which is impressive. Yes, because basically the fact that nothing has any nature of its own is unchanging. That fact, right? But because of that fact, you could create whatever reality you wanted to if you took the right actions, right? If it was changing, then you couldn't create anything because there'd be something happening. It's like if you went to the movies, but there was 2 movies playing at the same time or something. Like you need a blank screen for a movie to be seen. Does that make sense? So if you're a projector and your life is and you're projecting your life, as it were, then you need life to be a blank screen. And that has to be an unchanging thing. And that's why it matters. Does that make sense? Okay. If you don't know, if you just never change. Their quality of being is perfectly constant and consistent. Nothing is ever more or less than completely and purely empty of any nature of its own, for example. Right? Okay. Yeah, sorry. We do not, though, say that emptiness starts or stops, since this implies variability. And the point of things which are mitakpa is that they never change. Did I miss something? I think I did. Sorry, I'm reading it all crazy. Conversely, things which are takpa, the opposite of mitakpa, are not necessarily things that go on forever. The emptiness of a cup, for example, goes out of existence when the cup breaks and came into existence when the cup was made, since it is simply the fact that the cup has no nature of its own. All right? So like it's very interesting. Like what am I sitting on? Okay, does it hold me up? In Tibetan, chairs are called butt holders. Yep. Yeah, it holds the butt up. Okay. Right. So that's its job, to hold your butt up with the rest of you. Right. So so does this chair exist on its own as a chair? Very good. For example,
It can be a broken chair and it can fall.
no, it would still be a chair. What if an ant saw it? What would it be then?
Yeah, first of all.
Yeah, yeah, a mountain. You say mountain? Yeah, exactly. That's what Geshe says. Yeah, an obstacle, something like that. They wouldn't look at it and be like, "Oh, I can finally relax. All my 6 legs," right? Okay, exactly. So then, therefore, it's not self-existently a chair. It doesn't exist on its own as a chair. It depends on the person looking at it, right?
Can I say something about this? Because I always think about this.
Sure.
When I was a school counselor, half of my job would be there's kids fighting, right?
Yep.
And then they would bring the kids into my office and I would have to get the story from each kid as to what happened.
Yep.
And then each kid would tell a different
Yep.
version of what happened.
Yep.
And then I would always have adults being like, yeah, there's her side and his side. And then there's a third story of what really happened.
Right.
I'd always be like, no, there's no third story of what really happened.
Exactly.
And no one understood that. And I figured that out from dealing with all of these fights. It's the
That's
same thing.
Amazing.
it is the same thing. Scorpion?
No, fish. No,
Fish.
es un gusanito.
Is it supposed to be in the water?
I don't think so.
No.
Okay.
I think he was drowning.
Thank you. Yes, that's how I figured it out too. Because when I was a kid, they used to always talk about car accidents, you know, and they would always, and because I watched a lot of TV as a kid, and they would talk about, hey, when people see car accidents, they always see something different. And I was like, but then what really,
Si le gusta el agua.
he wants water. So then I was like, well, what really happened? And I was like, oh, I guess it just depends on who saw it.
And
Right.
even if they like have a video of it, it still doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter. Well, obviously, have you seen cops and black people? Like the video don't matter shit. But we were protecting ourselves when we shot him in the back. Okay, right? Like literally. So yeah, the video don't matter. It helps a little bit sometimes. All right, I hope everyone there is hearing us. We should note finally, though, that in some of its usages, the word mitakpa is properly translated as impermanent, such as in the common Lamrim expression, chiwa mitakpa, the impermanence in the form of death, meaning you're gonna die one day, which is true. All right. Is that one of our people? Is that one of our people? Okay, number 9.
No. He went actually into the car. It was back in hours.
Gusanito.
Okay, Hal, please read.
Yes. Name, define, and give one classic example, each of the 3 nominal divisions of things that are general.
Hello. This is super important. Why is this important, Hal? Why is the topic of nominal divisions of things that are general important?
It talk about like everything coming from our seed, so it's very important.
Okay, how does this mean things come from us?
Come from the seed.
Okay. What is coming out of the seed? How about that?
The mental image.
Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, mental image. Okay, here we go. So what we're talking about now is so Geshe talks about cars a lot. It's pretty good for modern people. So take cars, right? So are there cars?
Yeah.
Yes or no? She's looking at me skeptically. She's like, don't know. Got it. Da or niet? Okay, good. So yeah, there's cars, right? So you see there's a variety of cars, correct?
Yeah.
So there's different cars,
Yeah.
right? And you can drive in.
Okay.
Don't take my punchlines, okay? You can. I know how Geshe feels now. I gotta shut up in class. And with me, yes. You can drive in a car, right? Okay. Okay. Uh, but what makes it car?
It's parts
It's parts?
that you see.
Okay, you know what where I really do you know what El Camino is?
Like
Huh?
Santiago?
Huh?
El Camino de Santiago.
No. Of the car, the Chevrolet.
Oh.
Does everyone know what El Camino is? Okay, so I lived on Ashley Court in Ben Salem when I grew up, okay? One court over on Alden, this guy had an El Camino, right? And this is like 1985, okay, 1986, right? So an El Camino is like this Chevrolet, which is like kind of half car, half truck, right? And they're kind of cool now, but back then I thought they were hideous. I was like, ugh, what is that? Right? Yeah. But here's the thing. Is the El Camino a car or a truck?
Both.
It's both? Okay, how about this? When would it start being a truck and stop being a car?
And can it be something else? Like a third of it?
Okay. But they just said it's car and truck. So.
So.
But that's what I thought of. I'm like, wait, is it a car or is it a truck? Like,
Question.
this is all a trick question. Sure, they
Category of car,
is what?
a truck.
No, a truck is not a car. That's what makes it a truck.
Okay.
So when is the okay, how about this? So the El Camino has like the kind of pickup bed, right? Then it's got the car front, right? Okay. How many inches of would I take off the truck bed to make it more car? 1 inch? 2 inch? 6 inches? But at some point you would just say that's a car, right?
Yes.
But at what point?
At the point forced upon by your karma.
Yeah, but why is it forcing you? How is it forcing you? I really deserve these students.
Well, it's how you treated people in the past.
Yeah. You just need a record recording. We don't need you. But seriously, when does it become a car? Do you decide, or is it you're like that's a car? Are you like, no, it's definitely a car? Okay, how about this? At that point where you decide that it's a car, you decide it's a car. What if you add just 1 millimeter? Is it then not a car anymore?
Well, it depends on what the ENG decides, whether you're.
But you can still argue. Some other representative could be like, no, we've changed it. It's a car now. Right? So what is that point? And you think, okay, you think this is not important, like who cares? El Caminos. Okay. There's a great movie, El Camino. Did you guys see that? Did you see it? I'm sure there's a few things. I mean, it means road, right? Anyway, like you think it doesn't matter until it's like the border of your country or something. Where is the line? Okay, how about this? Is there a line? Is there a line between Mexico and the United States?
Yeah.
There's not?
But there is, like.
There's a wall.
There's a wall.
Like a line? Like itself?
No.
No.
But is there some line that divides the
There's a
country?
limit.
Yeah, limits. Limit means line. Yeah. Liminal, subliminal, line. It's the same word. So
Mexicali, where I live, there's a line.
you live in
There's
Mexicali?
a-
Oh,
I
yeah.
was born in Mexicali.
Oh, yes, right. Yeah, that's a
So
border
the line-
town.
The line.
Yeah.
You go
You
to
if you
this-
cross the line, you might get shot or something.
Yeah.
Correct?
There's a line.
So there's a line, right?
Yeah.
I'm in the US. I'm in Mexico.
Yeah.
Right?
There's a line.
Okay, so there's a line. Okay. So does the line exist?
Yeah.
As a line? Okay. Okay. So does the line have width?
With like this.
Anchura.
Yeah, width. Yeah. Anchuda?
Es delgadita la línea o es
Oh, Dios. Pues.
Does it have width? Does it exist? Let me go back.
Yeah.
Does it have width?
Yeah.
It has to have width if
Yes.
it exists. So could the line be cut in half?
Yeah.
How many times?
en this.
Yeah. So where's the line actually?
Nowhere.
Yeah. So even the line as a line couldn't really exist as a line. Do you see it? So the line between El Camino and pickup truck, or El Camino and sedan, I don't know, whatever, it doesn't really exist. But you do see, you're like, that's an El Camino, that's a Camry, right? But they're all car. So how can a Camry and an El Camino be a car if neither of them are the same thing?
That is the ultimate question.
Huh? Yeah, what does that mean?
Your mom said you before when you were a child and your mom's that's the car and you know that the car is
Yeah,
now-
true.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
but what
that-
about someone else's mom?
That's the archetype when the
Yeah,
mom
but what
said
about yeah, but what about someone else's mom? They told him something different. But both of you can get in a car and drive away, right?
yeah.
So what makes both of them a car to two different people with two different moms telling them two different things? That's what we're talking about. Well, what does it mean though? Huh? See, it's okay. So this is the subject. What? What's that? Oh, common qualities, really? Some of them. I like that. Some, maybe. I don't know. Kind of. But that's what we're saying. What's a quality? The quality has to have like length, right? Shape, all those things. But so a slight difference would mean the thing would be completely canceled as a car. I know. How is that possible? Huh?
It's the car and it doesn't have any cords.
Oh, talk to me. Where does carness come from? From you?
Forgetting like the word process. Like the car. People make a car.
Yeah. Yeah. The quality of carness. This is carness, right? I think something just dawned on me. Oh, okay. Thank you, teacher. Yeah, the quality of carness, like softness, like hardness, right? Those are qualities. Like the quality of carness. That's what we're talking about. That couldn't come from shapes. Because you could have a broken car, right? Because people are like, well, it goes as a car. Well, what about when it breaks down? What about when it's parked? What about when it's smashed into a cube? That was my car. It's a cube now. Cube car, right? Seriously, you still call it a car. It's just a smashed one, right? Even if it's like this, you're like, oh, here's the car. You're like, really? That's a car? Yeah. But then at some point you could call it not a car. If I took the doors off, right? Took the hood off, took the roof off, stripped the paint, dissolved in acid and just had a puddle of liquid.
Not a car.
Not a car? But you knew it was a car.
Not a
That
car anymore.
wasn't that your car?
That was at some point.
Yeah, so how come the smashed cube was your car, but not the puddle of liquid?
It lost its carness, that's the function.
Yeah, but what point? Halfway through the acid bath or full way through the acid bath?
As soon as it stopped working.
I just said part. So when your car is broke down, it ain't your car?
If it's non-functional anymore.
Oh, as soon as your car breaks down, it's not a car anymore.
If you can fix it.
You can't recognize, I don't know where it is. It doesn't, the carburetor broke now.
Puddle of liquid, you cannot recognize it.
You can't?
So you do,
Will
you
you, but
still call it the car? No, you
It
don't.
cannot function like that, but you
it's
can recognize
Still a
it.
car.
do you see the
can
problems?
recognize
Okay, you see the problems though?
puddle of Liquid is car.
Yeah, you watched it go in the acid bath and then you watched the puddle and there was that was my car. That puddle is my car. What's left of it? Because otherwise, if you took off one piece of the car, it wouldn't be your car anymore. Couldn't be. If you lose if your headlight goes out, is it not your car anymore?
And it's still my car.
Because it's still a car.
Yeah, but
So-
it still has carness, but because it's coming from you. That's it. Okay, moving on. Yay!
What car now? What? Yeah.
We don't know the answer.
We can talk about it. I got to finish class up because the translators have other things to do with their lives, probably. This is talking about qualities. A general or quality as far as types, otherwise known as a quality, defined as that existing thing which subsumes multiple things which are of this type, okay? Like car. Or you could say knowable things, okay? Rikchi and Sheja. And a general as far as objects. This is the one we were just talking about. Otherwise known as an actual mental image. The one for a water pitcher is defined as that element, okay? That's what we're talking about. Just think car. That element which is imputed to be the car, but which is not. That thing which appears to be the car to the conceptual state of mind, which is perceiving a car, but which is, however, not the car. Okay? Huh? We'll talk about it. Classical example. The appearance to the second instance of a conceptual state of mind, which is perceiving a car, of the opposite of all that is not the car of the second instance. That's hard. We'll talk about it. Don't worry. We call that dunshi. No, we can talk about it after class, after I stop the Zoom. Because the translators, I don't want to waste their time. Dunshi. Bumzin tokpa ke chikma nipa la pumpa ke chik nipa mayin pa le lokpar nangwa te yin bechir. That's what we just said, and it's complicated. Here we go. And a general as far as a collection of parts, defined as a gross physical object, which is composed of its multiple parts. Classic example is a water pitcher or a car. Tsokchi, pumpa, which means water pitcher. All right, the last question, which is super important and matters to you. Number 10. Lynn, read the last one.
Yes. Why is the study of quality and characteristic vital for those who wish to see emptiness directly?
Yeah. Okay, why? Who cares if 1 inch off the car doesn't make it a car, whatever? Why should that matter to us at all? Go ahead.
Because it helps us to think about the object and understand that something is missing. And that thought that something is not aligning brings us to the thought of emptiness and helps us realize emptiness eventually.
Yeah, pretty good. So the point is this. It's impossible for things to be themselves without you. There is, like Elise was saying, there is no thing that really happened when the kids were arguing, right? There's just perspectives. But what makes the perspective and what forces you to see things a very specific way? Like if you walked in front of a car that was going 50 miles per hour, it would hurt, right? So that matters, right? But how does the car become a thing? And how does that, then therefore, how could you have made it something else? How could you have not gotten hit by the car? How could you have made it a briefcase of $1 million that fell just right beside you instead? Okay? That's the whole point. And the idea is that if you start to understand, like Elise did, Elise is like, no, there's no real thing that happened, right? But the other teacher's like, there's the real thing. And she's like, okay, I guess that's why I'm the guidance counselor, right? If you understand there is no real thing that is happening, that's what the Buddha called emptiness. There is no objective thing that's happening without you being there. Okay? Therefore, if you understand what's making things happen the way they are, you can change everything and anything into something better, something good, something that feels better. Okay? Yeah.
That isn't the only objective thing, the fact that there's no objective thing.
Correct. Yes.
So there is no line between the US and Mexico.
You want to get shot? I call ICE right now. They'll show you the line. There is a line, but it's not a line that's coming from itself.
Right.
The line's coming from you. Yes.
Of the border.
Right, or whatever. But the perceptions aren't just based on like, I feel like making a line. It's not, it is true, but it's not really true.
What makes it true for you?
The thing that makes it true is the actions you've taken in the past. So it is real, but it's not real in the sense that it's not something which could be something else or could have been something else to someone else. Right? Does that make sense?
Was that a valid perception?
Again, ICE, very valid. I mean, in certain ways. Okay, last answer. The study of general as far as types and general as far as objects allows us to understand that when we perceive something, we do so actually by perceiving a mental object and mistaking it for the actual object. This mental object is forced upon us by our past karma, the things we've done. And an actual object that existed independent of this process doesn't exist, right? The argument, the perspective in the argument that's just out there. And its absence is what emptiness is. By realizing directly how we perceive objects through mental images, we realize that what the ultimate meaning of dependent origination is, where things actually come from, right? You. This realization occurs during the final hours before seeing emptiness directly, at the supreme object stage of the path of preparation. Right before they call like self-realization, they call it like in certain schools. Right before that, you start to see how reality actually shows up and it's coming from you. And that's what they're talking about. And that's it. And that's class. Yay! Okay. Thank you, translators. I'm a little late. You're awesome. I will see you tomorrow, same time.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
You teacher.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
teacher.
Okay,
See
bye,
you tomorrow.
everybody.
Bye.
Love
See you.
you. Bye.
Bye
Bye.
Bye.
bye.